There's lots of places in the world I'd like to visit. I would like to go over and visit Greece. I would like to go out to Montana. I would like to go to Colorado. I've been there before and I loved it. Really, I would love to go anywhere, but there's one place that really strikes a desire in my heart, and that place is Chattanooga, Tennessee. So a little bit about Chattanooga. It's on the border of Tennessee, actually right on the border. It's real close to Atlanta, Georgia, Nashville, and some of those surrounding towns. It's really close to a lot of national parks. And so then a little bit about the job opportunities there. So down there, you can really be whatever you want. There's a lot of jobs that are here in Eureka, Illinois and surrounding area that are also down there. So for example, you can be a doctor, a lawyer. If you want to open your own bakery shop, you can. Like Breakers that just opened, they opened a grocery store. You can do that down there. You can really do whatever you set your mind to. And also a great opportunity is to be an entrepreneur down there, because entrepreneurs have a entrepreneur gold mine, if you want to call it, because they can go and pick and choose from any of the big cities. So you've got Nashville right there. You got Chattanooga down here. And then down here, you're going to have Atlanta. And those are huge markets for not only stock market, but also just for products in general. And so there you can really go and sell yourself. And there's just a lot of good job opportunities down there that actually pay well. And so then going off that note, so there's a lot of stuff in the surrounding area too. So for example, there's lots of national parks, like I said. And just a couple examples like the Cumberland River, the Tennessee River, Lake Nickerjack. Am I missing any? Lake Chickamauga. I mean, there's tons of opportunities. And then that's not even to mention the national forests that are down there. So down there, with all those, there's a lot of hunting and fishing down there. And I love that, so that's why I would love to go down there. Now, I'm not saying the deer get as big down there as they do up here, because they don't, 100%. Their antlers don't get as big, and their bodies just don't get as big. And also, I don't think the meat tastes as good down there. But what I do love about it is the fishing aspect. So the fishing aspect down there is world renowned. They have what's called the Bassmaster Tournament down there. Well, there's several of them, but that's one of the spots that they hold it in. And the fishing down there is just amazing. It's beautiful, the lake's crystal clear, and it's huge. So back in the early 1900s, late 1800s, TVA, which I don't know what it stands for, no one really knows, they went in and they flooded a bunch of creeks and rivers and stuff to try to get rid of like these useless ravines and stuff. And with that, they created a bunch of waterways and they stocked them with fish and this and that. And it just exploded into a big recreational area, and people love it today. I mean, it is truly a beautiful sight, and as you can see on my slides, I mean, it's just beautiful down there. And so then to go off that, you can also, there's horseback riding. If you want to go into the city, you got Nashville, you got Chattanooga, you got Atlanta. I mean, you can really do whatever you want. If you want a nightlife aspect, you can go into the city, and, you can party if you want to. You can go to bars, you can go to restaurants, you can go to plays, movies, concerts. Country music's big down there. It's real close to Nashville. Really, whatever you can think of, they probably have it down there. And so then, like I touched on the recreational activities, you've got hunting, fishing, camping, pretty much anything you can think of down there that's outdoors, they're gonna have it. And, something that's frowned upon, which I wouldn't do, but in the South especially, back in the day, and not so much nowadays, but they used to do moonshine where they would illegally make their own alcohol and sell it, and that's a recreational activity that you can do, but I wouldn't recommend it. You have to get a special license for it and stuff, but that's outdoors too. They focus a lot of stuff on the outdoors, and actually moonshining is a big culture aspect of Chattanooga and that surrounding area, because back when Prohibition was going on, they didn't agree with it. So they went and made their own. And so that's kind of where the roots of moonshining came from. But then, like I said, horseback riding, canoeing, camping, hunting, fishing, anything you can think of outdoors, or just, you can go rock climbing, or you can go, do escape rooms in the city or stuff like that. I mean, there's tons of stuff. I can't even say all the stuff that there is to do in there. And then, so the cost of living, I mean, it's just like anywhere. So you can go live in an apartment pretty cheap, or you can go get an expensive house. I mean, it's really just depends on the neighborhood you want to live in and the kind of home you want. So according to Zillow, I looked up the surrounding areas, and I looked up like Chattanooga and Chickamauga, and you can find a reasonably priced house. I mean, it's nothing fancy, but you can find something for, $50,000, $100,000. And if you want more towards the higher end, you can go from like $300,000 up. I mean, there's really a wide variety of market down there that you can choose from for your cost of living. Now, some grocery stores might be a little more expensive than others, but for the most part, it's pretty comparable to here. And actually, some prices are better because, Illinois is a broke state, so they've got better opportunities down there just for living in general. And that's actually a very good deal. And so to speak on how this relates to me, one time I was down and I was actually driving down to Florida with my dad because we were going to see my uncle. And so we went fishing down there, and it happened to be near Chickamauga, which is right next to Chattanooga. And we were fishing there, and we were not fishing there very long. I mean, we were on the fish, just reeling them in. And I mean, it was just a great family bonding experience. And I remember our family saying that eventually they would like to retire down there. And, it's a beautiful place. And, I would love to eventually see my family down there, down in Chattanooga or Chickamauga or wherever they go. And, funny story, one of my cousins actually got a fish hook in his calf. And it was not a good story, and we joke about it. At family gatherings and stuff like that. But for the most part, it just kind of holds dear in my heart that hey, that kind of happened there, and I love the area too. So didn't have to tell me twice to go down there. And then so overall, Chattanooga is the place of my dreams. Someday I would love to get down there and just enjoy the outdoors and the recreational activities, and Nashville and Atlanta and just all over. It just sounds and it is a very well community and just overall a good place. And it holds a real deep spot in my heart because it's what you hear about in like those country songs, like you read about in the books. And I really want to live down there someday. And I feel like that would be a great place for me to live. Thank you.